Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mongoolie Show. Today, I'm joined by my buddy Wahpoh, and we're going to go over my Cosmic Crucible offense and defense. Now, this is just taken directly from my Twitch stream, so it is a little bit raw, and it goes on for a little while, but there is some really good information in there, so I do hope you check it out. If you want to join the conversation, make sure you follow me at twitch.tv/The Mongoolie Show, where we go live every Saturday morning and once or twice throughout the week as my schedule allows. Also, if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that subscribe button here on YouTube and make sure that you don't miss anything going forward. It is worth mentioning that I am at gold level 3 as well as about 32 million TCP. So if you're way ahead of me or way below me, the information might not be as relevant for you. But if you're in that like mid-game player range and you're kind of around where I am, this might be the perfect information for you. So make sure you stick around to the end and enjoy the show. Let's get into it. So maybe start off in room number 1. We'll just work our way over.
Okay.
I have Secret Defenders with Spider-Man Noir. Now, I know my Spider-Man Noir is quite low at only 75,000. But I just don't want to put more resources into him, if I'm being perfectly honest. Is he high enough to do what he needs to do in this situation, which is basically just get that first attack on and then allow all of my other characters to get their assists? Or do I need him higher to be as useful as he should be?
No. I mean, my Noir is like 220k or something, and he still does nothing. Like he's not really impactful at all. It's basically for that same reason that you said. It just allows the rest of your team to kind of go first. But you should probably put him as striker, and I'm curious as to why your Robbie is only green ISO.
So I've got Robbie. I mean, I can't go to him right here, but he is a blue ISO in, like, he's locked to being a striker in this game mode, but I don't believe he's a striker in the rest of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I've just got him as a striker for here, but I mean, I just didn't spend the blue resources on him, if that makes sense.
So what else do you have built on him? What other ISO?
Let's go find out.
Okay. Yeah, because he should 100% be a striker, in my opinion, man.
Like, in all game modes?
Yeah, everything. He's probably one of the best strikers in the game currently. He's his bleeds, like his big thing is bleeds, right? And bleeds scale off of oh wow, you went ISO 5 Raider. Bleeds scale, the bleeds damage scale off of the striker ISO.
Okay. So,
yeah. I mean, if you click on it, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what Jarvis has, right? As like his ISO from, like, going based off like the MSF.GG and stuff.
Jarvis says Raider.
Jarvis says Raider? Okay. Well, Jarvis doesn't know what he's talking about.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you right. I mean, you could ask around. That's just what I've used. I haven't tried Raider, so I don't know how good that ISO is, but for sure, I mean, I just think he's just a much better striker. And especially in that room, yeah, you got the right idea. You want to make sure all of them are striker. Even your Noir, as small as he is, have him striker just because of the room bonus more than anything. It's not because it's going to do anything for Noir, it's just because of the room bonus.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm not going to take this to 5, but should I just get him into blue at very least?
I would, yeah. At least blue 3. I mean, dude, you have 21 mil ISO 5. He's one of the best strikers, like, no joke. I would take him to blue 5. If you don't have any other characters that, like, absolutely, like, you know, you're trying to prioritize to take the ISO 5 and you really care about Secret Defenders and the arena meta, yeah, take him to 5.
Cosmic Crucible is probably the game mode that I have the most fun with. I know that it's not necessarily the most rewarding, but it's the one that I look forward to. So,
yeah, I just think as a character, I mean, if you ask around, like, who are the, like, some of the, like, top diamond characters or top characters that you would promote to diamond, Robbie's high on the list with, like, Kang and Dormammu, or not Dormammu, like APOC and stuff like that. But, like, as far as, like, regular characters that are in the game that are not legendaries, Robbie and Kang, I'd say, are, like, the top 2 that you want to build to. And yeah, that ISO I think is going to help a lot. Hardlight, if I think I saw the striker ISO in the room, right?
In the room she is, yes.
You locked it in? Okay, cool.
And then we'll just jump him over to see, now I am terrible at ISOs. This one will give vulnerable, which will allow my strikers to get better attacks off, right? Enhance attacks
It's
against.
gonna apply vulnerables, and then it's gonna which will allow your strikers to get extra hits. Yes.
So isn't it better for him to do that, because he's going to go first anyways, because he's got the speed. He's going to trigger their assists anyways, but if he can give the vulnerable and trigger the assist, is that not the better way to go?
The vulnerable is nice, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I guess so. If your Nor was just bigger, you know, and he could actually do some damage with his basic attack, then I would be like 100% go striker because of the room effect.
Yeah.
But if you just want to put some vulnerables out there, just so that the rest of your team, you know, because they're the ones that are going to be doing the damage, the rest of your team can benefit from the vulnerables, then I can see the logic behind that. That's fine too.
He's just not somebody I care to put a ton of resources into.
No, and I wouldn't even go like green 5. Like he's just not like, I mean, you don't have him built at all, and he's not really useful for anything. The fact that people threw him in the room 1 with Secret Defenders is just kind of a niche thing that everyone just kind of follows. You know what I mean? Like one person did it, or like Juicy did it, and then everyone's like, oh, well, that's the best Secret Defender, you know, thing. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't have to really mess around with his ISOs too much. I just say striker because of the room effect, but he's not really going to do much damage anyway. But you never know. Maybe that extra assist, you know, from Nor could help finish off an important target or something. Yeah, I mean.
Sounds good. Room number 2, we've got the Sinister / Superior 6. I do not have Lizard unlocked at the moment. I do have Spider Slayer, but I kind of like Mysterio a little bit better, even though he's not as built as I want him to be. He is a character that I am working on, as is Craven. They're kind of background characters. Like I'm focusing on the raid characters at the moment. But this is a team that I really enjoy, and I do want to build much higher, but it's just kind of resource allocation at the moment.
Yeah.
Is there any glaring omissions or problems you see with this, or is there a character or a team you like better in this room?
Looking at the ISOs, only thing I would change with your ISOs look pretty good. You want to have Skirmisher on Craven to land that ability block and do his flippy. Healer on Doc is fine. Skirmisher on your Goblin is fine. I have Striker on my Vulture, but Raider, you can make a case for Raider as well, because, you know, he's got the big AoE on his ult. But I do like Striker on him, and then probably Skirmisher on... Let me see. I think I have Skirmisher on Mysterio, just because you want him to try to... You want to make sure he lands that his special is so damn good now.
I know,
so
right?
Him landing that two ability blocks is really nice. But how do you or what do you kill Infinity Watches with when you run into them?
Generally speaking, the Infinity Watches that I run into haven't been super highly built. I mean, I guess that's a good point. I have been using, because we've had events where we need to have these guys on offense, I've been using this team against them.
So do you want to have them on defense, or?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, is it better to have them just be like a
They're so darn strong on offense, man. I would honestly take them off of defense. They're so good because you could punch up massively against like if you see a Gamma team, like a huge Gamma team that you just don't really have much offense left for, and that you have to kill in like room 6 or something.
Yeah.
This team can easily punch up like 6, maybe 700k.
Jeez.
Maybe more. Yeah.
So would you put the Infinity Watch in this room, or would you throw Pegasus in this room?
I would put Infinity Watch in 2. And then I would also, do you have Black Order by chance? Like,
not very well built, no.
No, okay.
They were not good when I got there.
Where's
and
your Darkhold?
On offense.
Your Darkhold
but I mean,
on offense.
I'm okay with putting them on defense. They're just not.
Yeah. I would put them in room 3. I would put your Darkhold in room 3, put your Infinity Watch in room 2, and then keep Sinister 6 for offense. They're just so good.
Would you switch in Scarlet Witch for Quicksilver, or would you just leave them as a 5?
Yeah, I would definitely do Scarlet Witch for Quicksilver. Just makes or Dormammu. But actually no, just do Quicksilver if you can swing it. I wanted to kind of like, once we set this defense, I kind of want to see what you have on offense, because I don't want to have you put the same defense that I have, because we don't have the same rosters, right? So I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to stretch yourself too. I don't want to stretch you too much on defense and not have enough on offense.
And I think that's been my problem the last couple of weeks is almost, I think, turtling. Is that what people mean when they say that? Where you just like your defense is super strong, but then you can't really do anything about it?
Yep.
All right, so let's grab our Infinity Watch. Infinity Watch is one of those weird teams too, where like I haven't, like they're definitely not as high as they should be, and it's like I don't want to build them because they're a dead team, and then they just keep performing. You're like, should I just go ahead and build them higher? I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, no, I totally hear you, because they seem to always have some sort of kind of resurgence back into the meta, mainly on Crucible, because they've, for the longest time before Sinister Six came out, they were like the main team that was just like, you knew it was going to be an efficiency sink. Like it didn't matter what team, unless you brought in like Apocalypse with Eternals, then you knew that this was going to eat up a couple of turns, and it was going to like. It was going to cause them, you know, a little bit of not problems, but the efficiency sink, right, is sucking points from their total score. But like I have 2 diamonds on my Moondragon and 1 diamond on Gamora, and they're still all G15. Like I haven't really invested anything into them, so
okay.
So don't feel like you need to, because they're gonna just get ran over by any Sinister Six, or they're gonna use you know, like Dormammu with Undying, and it's still gonna kill it pretty effectively, but. Yeah. At least this is not a better defense than Sinister Six, but it opens up Sinister Six for offense, and you still have a solid defensive team that can be an efficiency sink if they don't have the right counter.
Yeah, it feels like a speed bump more so than anything else, but even a speed bump can slow down, or as you say, like just kind of give you that little bit of a bonus efficiency wise, and they're gonna walk right over it, they're gonna kill it, but if they can get a couple of points on them, that sometimes makes the difference.
That's very, very true.
Okay.
And that room 3, definitely the way to go. You don't want to have Infinity Watch in that room 3. That Darkhold in room 3 is basically from what it was last season. So they're going to need to bring in Weaver and some really, really strong team for that room 3, because that's a pretty big Darkhold you have there. Plus your Quicksilver is a good size. So yeah, if they take that room lightly and they bring in some bullshit like, I don't know, Pegasus or anything, right? Like they can easily stumble over this, and it's gotten me a couple wins for sure. But I have Black Order with Quicksilver.
Gotcha.
But Darkhold is just as good.
All right, room 4 and 5 are the mutant rooms. Mm-hmm. This is kind of what I usually see on other people's defenses as well. I usually use Secret Warriors against this room, and it does pretty well. And then this room's kind of a crap shot for whatever I've got left. I usually use this room last, and it's kind of whatever I have kicking around. Usually it's not a problem, but every now and then this room can really surprise you depending on how well built it is. Mm-hmm. Just the fact that you can't land any debuffs on them, or at least they're not very effective.
There's 3 teams that I know of that can counter that room 5 really well. The mirror, you can obviously do the mirror, and it works well on the slight punch up, works great on a punch across and punch downs. The mirror, you could do Eternals with some speed, like Fury, Shang-Chi, and then a lot of people are using Pegasus against it. So those are the 3 main counters. But yeah, like you said, if it's a good sized team and they don't play it right, then they can go south very quickly.
Okay, so how do you feel about these 2 rooms? Are we pretty happy just leaving them as they are, or is there something better we can do?
What I would do, and what I'm going to try this week, and this is just a suggestion that I got from Juicy, because I saw his defense and he had Dormammu with that room 4, and I was like, well, I mean, I understand why you would want to do the Dorm in room 4 with that UX, so that they can't just come in here with like a new Warriors and beat it like pretty handily. They can't come in there with Walk and Hate and beat it pretty handily. So that Dormammu really makes things a little bit more difficult for your opponent. Okay. Personally, I've always liked using Dormammu or having Dormammu on offense, but I noticed myself like lately I haven't been using Dorm on offense. Like there's times where I'll go a whole round without using Dorm at all. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so if you feel like you don't need Dorm on offense and you can swing it, it'll just make your defense that much better.
And that would be replacing Phantom X, I assume?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's what I did. So.
Okay. Well, I'm willing to experiment with that.
You don't have to do it. Yeah, if you want to do it, just test it out. Test it out one round. Test it out for Monday, right? Test it out. See how it goes on Monday. And if you feel like, man, I could have definitely used Dormammu against this fight, then maybe take him off defense. But hopefully if your opponent comes in here with just straight up new warriors and tries to think that they can just run them down and we get a defensive win or something.
Yeah, I feel fairly similar to what you just said, where it's like it's always nice to have access to Dormammu, but he's almost more of a flex piece than somebody that's like a staple in my offense at the moment. So putting him on defense isn't the worst. Unfortunately, you are gaining access to Phantom X, which isn't terribly helpful. But
yeah,
again, if I can slow them down again, the efficiency on that one's going to be a little bit brutal. So
absolutely,
hopefully that'll work out nicely.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Dorm is, for me at least, whenever I use him, he's definitely just more of a security blanket. Like he's just there to kind of like protect the rest of the squad while they do their thing, and in case shit hits the fan, they at least have that revive mechanic.
For sure. All right, and I guess that really just leaves us with room number 6.
Room number 6. I personally, I would take. I mean, just from the tweaks we've done, just in those first 4 rooms, have already just made your defense way better. So I think that just the changes that we've made, we should be comfortable to take Apocalypse off defense. What I have is I have Gamma in 6 as well, but I have Captain America instead of Abomination.
Oh, instead of Abomination. Interesting.
Yeah.
I know people like Braun. I don't see it personally.
The reason why Braun is good is because if he gets to ultimate, he's going to apply immunity to the entire team. So that stops them from putting an ability block on Red Hulk or blinding Red Hulk. You know what I mean? It stops all that, the control that they can apply to the entire team. So having Braun in there and him getting to do his ult is going to apply immunity to the rest of Gamma, which is really, really good. And then having all of them as healers, I have 3 healers on that team. So
oh wow,
having 3, yeah, it just makes the fight just more annoying.
That's fair.
But you don't have to switch up ISOs if you don't want to and stuff. Just try it out and see how you like it. But having APOC on offense is gonna be really nice.
I really like the idea of having APOC on offense, and you're right. Like I think we fixed up enough of the defense here that it's going to be, even if they still win every room, they're definitely not going to be walking out of this with a perfect score. So if I can damage them enough that between APOC and whatnot, I can actually get, even if we both full clear, just get that little bit extra efficiency, could really, really help out.
With the defense you have now, as long as you can focus on one-shotting everything, you should have a good enough score, because they're gonna trip up in one of these rooms. Like they're gonna have, unless they're good on, they're really good at Crucible and they know exactly what to use for each room and how to play the matches out and stuff. Then it's not gonna be close. Like I feel like with the defenses you have now, you're gonna see a defensive win in room 3 or at least room 4. One of those two. I feel like those are gonna be your 2 strongest defenses.
Okay. So
and as long as you can just focus on one-shotting, yeah, you're gonna be in good shape.
So let's take a quick look at what we still have for offense and see how we feel about that.
Okay.
If you don't mind. Obviously,
sure.
Bio Avengers are pretty much useless. We do have access to the.
Do you have them sorted by power by chance? Do you do that to your save squads?
I do that for my blitzes, but that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Let's go top down. Oh. So we got mixed like little pieces of things here. I don't have my Cosmic Crucible team saved very well, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So we got rid of Dormammu, so we don't have access to Walking Hate. We do have the Masters of Evil with a Spider Weaver is how I've been dealing with room 1. Generally works relatively well. They can punch at the same level. They have struggles at punching up.
Where's your Echo at?
She's around. She's here somewhere.
Yeah. Do you have Echo or Absorbing Man? Because I feel like you're gonna need that Weaver for room 3.
Okay, I do have Absorbing Man. So this is the actual Masters of Evil here.
Oh, can I see him? Go back up. How big are they? 1.2. Okay.
1.2. So a big chunk of that is Kang.
Yeah, and I hope that you're using like when you fight Secret Defenders in 1, you're changing around those ISOs, because having striker on all of them is kind of mandatory at least right now.
Well, so
At
that's
least
like,
right now.
as I said, like I'm using this more so. So like Titania is not, but the other 4 are all strikers. And that's, as I said, it's been working decently for me.
Yeah, I would make like, you don't have to do it now, but I would, if you're gonna go into this fight. Can I see your Echo really quick?
Yeah.
The
She's
Echo
somewhere.
Yeah, really, her size doesn't. I mean, her size matters because we don't want her to die. Like the longer she can stay alive in the fight, the better it is for us, because we are not going to get all those assists because of the room effect. So she stops all assists, which is like the main reason why people are using her on offense for this room 1. So she doesn't really do much. Like her kit doesn't really do much except for her passive. It's just stopping the assist, and that's the only reason why she's useful.
Echo level 80, 143. So not super built up.
That's actually fine. Like that's that's not too bad. So what I would do is I would make a team. I would make a team with Masters of Evil, sub out Ultron for Echo.
Okay.
And men just make sure they're all strikers. And I would have that team saved like exclusive. She's bigger than your Omega, so that's always really nice having Weaver going on the ride.
I'm gonna ask a question that's probably gonna get me laughed at. I have heard
Sure.
that term so much. What does that mean, going on the ride?
It just means whoever Doom gives the 3 turns to.
Okay.
So like, yeah. So whoever your highest damage dealer on that team is, that's the person going on the ride. So in this
Gotcha.
case, it would be Weaver.
And then my ammo's quite low, but usually you don't really care. It's just the speed up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Where is she?
And the only time this counter doesn't go smoothly is when they're just massive, and your Weaver just can't really, because you're relying a lot on your Weaver to take out the rest of those targets. I mean, it's a decent sized team. But yeah, we're just relying on Weaver to do most of the heavy lifting once Doom gets an ultimate.
Okay.
ISOs look fine. I personally like. You can even do like Fortifier on Doom in this one, because you're not relying on Doom's damage at all. But if you wanted to play around with the ISOs, again, this is up to you. You can either make Doom a Fortifier or Raider. It's up to you. Striker's fine as well.
Okay.
Do you have Skirmisher on that Spider? I mean, the 2099. Looks like you do.
Can I move him
Actually,
over?
I should probably move my chair twice so I can see. I can't.
There. Can you see him now?
Yeah, he's a skirm. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's good. You could save it like this. Positioning doesn't really matter in this one.
My computer's doing weird things, so yeah. Everything looks like on the stream it looks perfectly fine, but on my screen it's all over the place. It's like, all right. So let's save that. Squad formation saved. Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be the team that I would use against that room 3.
Yep.
So if you see a quick hold, if you see dark hold anything in room 3, that Weaver comp that we just made should be your go-to.
Cool.
Room 4, what would you use?
This is the one where I usually use. Oh my god, I blanked on their name.
New Warriors.
Cloak and Dagger. Yes, thank you. This is the room that I usually use the New Warriors on. It generally does quite well for me. If I can take out the Gambit pretty quickly before Rogue really gets going, then generally the fight just kind of collapses in on itself, which is nice. I'm not gonna say it works every time, no, but probably like 90 plus. Like it's been pretty effective for me.
Cool. Yeah, no, it does. It works really well. What are your ISOs on your New Warriors?
On the New Warriors. Actually, they should be a safe team, so let's go. There we go. You're gonna put them higher so they're a little bit above your head.
Yeah.
So we got Striker on Deathpool, Dagger, and Gwenpool. And then Skirmisher on Cloak, and I believe that's Raider on Firestar. I'm terrible
Raider
with
on
these
Firestar.
symbols.
Yeah, I have Striker on all 4 except for Gwen. Gwen is the only one that's a Raider, and then everybody else is a Striker.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's just what I have. I mean, if your team's, it's a good size. It's a good size. You should be able to kill. You should be able to punch up pretty handily, like 400 or 500k on like some of those UX teams.
They generally done pretty well for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I haven't actually fought a UX with Dormammu, or maybe I have. I actually can't remember. So it'd be really interesting to see how like your size team does against like that UX that you have on defense with Dorm. I don't know if it beats it, to be honest. That's a team that people will usually go into it with New Warriors just thinking that it'll win, and then they'll have to just double tap it. Like they'll just have to clean it up. Like they'll do as much damage and just clean it up with something because they couldn't get through because of the revives.
Cool.
But yeah, I like it. Okay, cool. So you got New Warriors for that, and then for room 6, we got Gamma.
This is the one where I hate to say that I struggle with it.
Yeah.
But it's just as I said, this is kind of like the cleanup room. Like this is the one I usually leave to the end, and it's just kind of like, okay, what do I have left?
Do you encounter a lot of Gammas in Crucible?
Hit or miss. Usually, if I do, it's a straight Gamma team. Like I don't run into a lot of Gamma mixtures with anything. Mm-hmm. The Weapon X team is usually a good one for that counters this team, just because again they are mutants, so they are getting that buff or the lack of debuffs. And my Sabretooth is quite high, as is my Omega Red. So it's not that they're necessarily getting any good counters against them, so much as they're just able to hang with them, if that makes sense.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about room 5?
Room 5 still, sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Weapon X into Gamma would not go well.
Yeah. So what would you use against a Death Seed team?
That's what I was saying. Like I would probably kind of run my Weapon X, just because they are a bit bigger. They do get that.
How big is your Pegasus?
Pegasus is 1.1.
Okay, use Pegasus from now on.
Okay.
Yeah,
noted.
Pegasus is really good against Death Seed in 5. You have 2 options. You could do Pegasus, or if you have you wouldn't have Death Seed to use because you're using Death Seed. So they would have to fight your Death Seed, and then you would have to fight theirs if that were the case. So yeah, Pegasus is probably going to be your best bet unless you want to use Eternals. Let me give you another team, okay?
Okay.
So Pegasus is 1, and then let's build another team, and it's gonna be Eternals with Fury and Shang-Chi, and then I just like to throw in Red Guardian in there just to get some of the aggression away from some of the more important characters.
Fury, mm-hmm. And Sham.
And then
Red Guardian. Oh, my Red Guardian is bad.
If he's that bad, then it's fine. We can. Do you have what's your biggest pre-taunting tank? Okay, I see Drax, but hopefully your Red Guardian's a little bit bigger.
He's a little bit bigger than Drax, but he's not much. I'm shocked if he's up this high. Actually, I might have skipped.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. 84.
Hey, that's good enough.
Okay.
You might not. Okay, so this is where this might get a little hairy. So because of the size of the team, I would feel way more comfortable for you going in with Pegasus, 100%. Because at least Pegasus you can punch up. This can punch across on Death Seed, but he can't punch up that well. Like the reason this team works is because you basically just don't let him get a turn, right? Because you got 3 turn meter rewinds.
Yeah.
But if you can't kill them, and you can't kill them after Shang-Chi's gone, then the whole team just falls apart.
Falls apart pretty quick.
They'll just start killing. Yeah, they just start killing everything. So you're basically relying on Icarus damage and then Shang-Chi to clean up the mess. But if Shang-Chi can't even kill like 2 out of the 5 members, then you're done for.
Yeah.
So Pegasus for sure, but still save this team because I want you to have another team, just in case. And then what I would do is I would just put Fury next to the Red Guardian.
Fury, like behind him or up front?
Yeah. Next, or Fury next to Red Guardian. So yeah, in place of Shang. There you go.
Okay.
Just be very careful with this team if you do end up having to use this on against a Death Sea team. Like I said, it can't punch up very high. You can maybe punch up like 1 or 200k, but anything after that is it's going to be scary.
Fair enough. All right, and room 6, we've got a full Gamma team. No, we don't. We have a Gamma Cap team.
Yeah. So what would you use for that?
In rule number 6, what is it? Oh, it's the villains and heroes one. Okay, so I've got no villains. Red Hulk's a hero, right?
Yeah.
I think Red Hulk's a hero. So I've got.
I don't know.
Because I think that's why I liked having Apocalypse in here with Abomination. So I had the 2 villains and the 2 heroes. So I was giving a offense down and defense down. Whereas here, I will definitely not be doing that.
Oh, you're looking at the room
bonuses. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Honestly,
would I actually run into this?
That's just kind of like an afterthought. But yeah, like if you saw this on defense, what would you do?
I know that more and more people are running New Warriors into this.
Okay.
But as we said, we already used New Warriors on room 4.
Let's backtrack
at what I've got on defenses.
What did we do? Let's go back to room 1 to 5. Let's talk about like the counters that we used there.
Okay.
Because I can't remember exactly what we said we were going to use for 2.
Room 2, you were saying Sinister 6, I believe. Which
I did
feels
say Sinister 6.
Like, again, that's my own small Infinity Watch, but that feels like a huge punch down, which is unnecessary.
It is unnecessary. Yeah, you're right. And now look at like how I would approach this if I saw these defenses. I would probably kill that room 3 first, then go to that room 5, then the room 4, then the room 1. I would leave room 2 and room 6 last.
Okay.
Because then I'd have to think about like where am I going to use my Sinister 6. Now I would probably use the Sinister 6 on the Gamma.
On room 6, yeah. That feels like a better use of them.
For sure, because what other offensive team do you have left?
Oh shit, wrong button.
Like we already allocate, or we already set MOE for room 1. We set your Weaver for room 3. We set your New Warriors for that room 4. We set your Pegasus for room 5. So what do we have left?
Just taking a quick glance. I mean, it'll be bits and pieces of teams, it looks like. Did my screen freeze? What's going on? There we go.
You got Weapon X, you got Nowhere, you got War Dogs.
Yep.
Which are all pretty ass. And I mean, aside from
none of them are
Dogs,
terribly well built. What about Undying? I mean, obviously you'd have to put other stuff with them, but...
Keep going.
Yeah.
Undying and what?
Undying... I mean, shit, I kind of just want to put big stuff on them. We already used Eternals. We used APOC somewhere else, right?
Yes, we put APOC with MOE because in case they have a really big Secret Defenders, that's what we're going to use the APOC for.
Okay.
So just looking at what you have left, I think we can make a team to kill this Infinity Watch. How big is? Well, it looks like you have a pretty decent sized Bifrost. I've never used Bifrost against Infinity Watch. I don't even know how that match would go. But we could do something where we put like a Undying with Val. So if you want to make a new team, let's do the 2-piece of Undying with Val.
Now, I haven't built up my zombie juggernaut at all. I don't think that that's really necessary, right? Like, we're only really caring about the other 2.
Yeah, I have him unlocked too, and I wish I had him built because he's a beast.
I just feel like until you get him to like 5 or 6 with a couple of red stars on him, he's not going to be impactful enough, and at that point, you're spending a lot of resources on him.
Yeah, plus you need those red stars for sure. Like just the yellows aren't going to cut it. But you have a really big Val, so we'll use Val as sort of a placeholder and see what else we have.
Well, so like I've got a couple of like just. Whoop.
Yeah, you could even. Like I think this team right here would work against an Infinity Watch. You got a lot of stuff. You got Trauma. You got a big Val. If Val can get to his ult, it's pretty much GG. Plus you have your Undyne. This I mean, kind of a mashup team, but I would still save it because it's still just good character kits, you know, all in one team.
Okay.
And then if not, if you don't feel comfortable using this against like a decent, like I don't know, like a 1 mil Infinity Watch, or say you see something crazy, you can also use War Dogs. War Dogs is actually a pretty decent counter, but I know your War Dogs is only like 600, 700k.
My War Dogs are half built. Like my Okoye and my Black Panther are okay. My Shuri's okay, and then the other two are awful.
Yeah, I would go with this team then.
All right.
Oh, that looks so much cleaner.
Apoc
Aside from
and
that
her.
broken walk and hate, it looks so clean.
And Echo. Yeah, okay, so just two now.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks
Looking much better.
Excelente. Yeah, it looks really good. Looks just like mine.
So we'll see how we do then.
Yeah, no kidding. No, I just got
What is your
promoted back into
TCP?
What's up?
What's your TCP?
Oh, dude, you gotta buy me dinner first.
I don't want to look at it. Just tell me about it.
It's 40, almost 48 mil.
Oh, geez. Okay. So you got me by about 16.
Give or take. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but I just got back into Diamond this week. This week will be my first week back in Diamond, so I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to test out my defenses too.
For sure. It's gold, platinum, diamond?
Gold, platinum, diamond. That's correct.
Okay. So I think
once you get into like plat 2, plat 3, then you'll start seeing scrolls.
yeah, plat 2 is the highest I've ever been, and that was last season, if not the season before that.
Nice.
I got there and I was like, yeah, and then I got smacked down real hard. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, a lot of times, a lot of times people will go like 3-0 or 6-0. They'll be on a little winning streak.
Yeah.
And then that's when it starts getting crazy, because once you go like 6-0, that following week after that, you're gonna get humbled real fast.
Cool.
But dude, your lead defenses look really good. The only thing that I would change on anything would just be some of the ISOs, but I don't want to be super nitpicky and stuff. I'll kind of just let you do your thing with your ISOs. You know what I mean?
I wrote down some changes that I'm going to make. Just some like quality of life stuff, some nitpicky stuff that I don't have to have an audience or you around for. I can kind of worry about that later. But I think this is looking significantly better. I like that I've got some offensive options ready to go. So thank you very much for joining me on this. That was greatly appreciated.
My pleasure, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Wahpoh, for joining me. That was a great conversation. I really did appreciate that. I can't wait to see how well my teams do on offense and defense this week. Hopefully they are an absolute blast and we do really, really well. If you made it this far, I have to assume you enjoyed this content because it's a really long one, so please consider hitting that like button. And if you're willing, hit that subscribe button. We've cleared our goal of 500 for this year. Thank you so very much. I cannot wait to see how far we can go in 2024. If you want to be part of the conversation, head over to twitch.tv/TheMongoolie Show. Hit the follow button and we can chat in real time. That's always really fun. I do enjoy having some time with the community, so go give that button a follow. Give that button a follow. Anyways, other than that, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you do well in your Cosmic Crucibles, and as always, good luck to you.